You know, I think I'm literally standing on the very edge of my property right here. Well, hey there, folks. Welcome to another episode of Luthorville. So, a few of you have asked the very legitimate and understandable question, why do you dress that way, right? I've had a lot of comments like, are you trying to be a cowboy? Think you're Wyatt Earp? Let me tell you why I dress this way for all of my Luthorville videos, because there's actually very practical reasons. Not all practical, but a lot of practical reasons. First of all, okay, let's just picture me without the gun and without the hat, right? I mean, without the gun and the hat, I'm basically, there. See, without the gun and the hat, I'm basically just, you're kind of all-American kid in jeans and a jean jacket. Not a big deal, right? I mean, heck, I grew up in Ohio in the 70s. This is what you wore all the time. Like, that's just the outfit of middle America, right? So, I'm out in the desert. It's actually practical to wear a jean jacket so you're not getting beaten down, with the sun on you. It's also the same reason I wear this. I mean, you can't wear a baseball cap, right? You don't want to do that, because then you're only covering up your head, your face in the front, I mean, what about your ears? What about the back of your neck, right? Have you ever been in the desert, or are you guys just commenting and you've never even set foot in a place like this? It's freaking hot. So you want something that's going to cover up everything, right? So now we're down to no gun. We got the hat. We got the jean jacket. We got, once again, it's very practical. No, I'm not trying to be a cowboy. I'm trying to be comfortable out in the desert. So, why do I have the gun? Because I can. That's why. Look at this. I mean, it's gorgeous out here. Be honest with yourself. If you had this as your property, if your closest neighbor was somebody that you couldn't even see because they're literally over a mile away, you gotta have a gun, because it's just cool. That's why. And there are practical reasons as well. You never know if some marauding bands of meth heads are going to come marching through the desert. You want to be well armed. There could be droves of thugs waiting to spray paint rocks, You never know. And more practically, there's mountain lions out here. I haven't seen any, but I know there's some out here. Definitely coyotes. I've heard them. Am I going to have to use this against a pack of coyotes? Absolutely, positively not. I could probably be out here for 1,000 years before I ever had to use a firearm against a pack of coyotes. But ask yourself, have you seen the movie Avatar? Huh? If you were being chased by 10 coyotes, I think you'd want to have one of these. That's why the gun. So finally, and the one that really proves that I'm not a cowboy, right? The footwear, the shoes. It throws the whole thing off, doesn't it? Which is that's very me. Any of you who are watching this who are actually like my friends and family, you know what I'm talking about. I'm a bit eclectic. So if I were trying to be a cowboy, yeah, I'd be probably wearing cowboy boots. But no, that's not what I'm trying to do. You see, the reason that I have these Vibram 5-finger shoes is because I freaking love them. They're so comfortable. The story of why I started wearing them is that a number of years ago, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she made the comment that she really wanted to get a pair of these. I immediately started making fun of her. Those shoes are freaking lame. Why would you want those? Those are gay. Who would wear shoes like that? Give me a break. Well, being the geek I am, the next thing I knew, I was doing research on them, and 5 days later, I owned 2 pairs of them. They're actually very practical. See, I had a problem with whenever I would go out jogging and running, I would always heel strike. And as a result, my Achilles was always really sore. Like every single morning that I would wake up, it would be really stiff. And it was like that for ages. I slowly realized it's probably because my form when I'm jogging is so bad. So I realized that these minimalist kind of shoes, they force you to go jogging with the balls of your feet instead of striking with the heel. If you try to heel strike with these, you'll really get hurt. So it forces you to improve your form and run properly. So I fell in love with the shoes, never had a problem with my Achilles after that, and I started wearing them as frequently as I could. So out here, you know, I have to admit, as much as I don't like the whole tree-hugging dirty hippie thing, you know, hey, my mom's a hippie, and so I got a little bit of that love of nature kind of hippie blood in me, and I love being in places like this. And if I could just go barefoot out here, I would, because I love that feeling of just being in touch with the land and with nature. The problem is, obviously you can't go barefoot out in the desert, right? You see all the little rocks and things out here and all the sharp little brambles that are coming off the creosote bushes. I mean, you'd tear your feet apart. Native Americans weren't even barefoot out here, right? They made moccasins. So you can't walk around barefoot. But these, the Vibram 5 Fingers, are perfect because it's as close as you can get to being barefoot. I can still feel every little rock and every little kind of roll and little hill in the terrain, which is really cool and really fantastic, and it makes me feel more connected with the land as I'm walking around, and I really like that. So I'm sorry, that was a really long explanation, but that's why I like the shoes. So there you go. I'm not trying to be a cowboy, and I don't think I'm Wyatt Earp, but now you understand what every piece of clothing is about and why I dress like this when I come out to Luthorville. So there you have it, folks. And if you ever get your own land out in the desert, be sure you get a cool gun.